Okay, hey, it's Adam Paul. Adam Paul Thomas.
I'm Guy.
And we're at the Streets of Art. And today we're talking about Patreon.
Yeah.
What is Patreon?
Okay,
Patreon is basically like a web media where you can basically get people to fund your project, so you can be full time on it instead of going around jobs and doing it half time. So
yeah. So think of it like if you're around in the Renaissance period, let's say you're an artist, and you get commissioned to do a massive painting, and so a patron will pay you to do the work for it,
Right?
to do your art, and so that's what Patreon's whole motto is.
Is it so? It's a broker for your patrons,
Yes,
for you, your customers, and yourself.
exactly. So for example, if people like the stuff I'm doing, just pay me a little bit for me to keep doing, so
Right.
I won't die.
So you have tiers
Starvation.
on it, or sponsorships, or what?
Oh yeah, I'll go through it real quick here with you guys. Give me 1 second. Oh my gosh.
So first, what are we creating on it?
I'm making a webtoon series called Blue Dust.
Blue Dust
Yes.
is being created on it. It's not already developed.
It's in development,
Okay.
and so I'm using Patreon as a hub to show how I'm doing it. And so if you pay out a certain tier, you get to see more and more of the stuff.
Okay. So you get followers as you develop it.
Exactly. And so how it works is you have the amount of patrons who are helping you. You have the amount they make per month. And once you hit a certain amount per month, you can unlock something else to do stuff. So case in point, I want to do 3D maquettes. So people buy for the characters and stuff. And so currently, I need at least $2,200 a month coming from that, from Patreon for me to do that. Because if not, then it's all money wasted.
So how much do you need?
$2,200
A month.
a month.
And how much? What do you get for that?
And so you get not only the behind the scenes of how I'm working on the webtoon series. You see how I make the characters, how I make the environments, how I tell the story, how I write the story, pretty much everything, all the ups and downs from me working on actual series. And so it helps for educational piece. So you're seeing how an artist independently works on a creation such as this. So it seems a lot smaller, but it has a very large scale.
Is it global?
It's global because Webtoons is owned by I think it's a Sign. It's a Korean company.
You know?
yeah, it's a Korean site.
Yeah. And so I'm sorry, Line, not Sign, Line. And so Korea is in a renaissance when it comes to digital media. So anything that they can get on their phone, they want it. Give me all of that stuff. Just give it to me. I want it. I need it. Gotta have it. And so Webtoons is one of the good ones. It's actually really big right now.
Right.
And so a lot of big artists who have done stuff currently, they put this on Webtoons, and they saw a big boom. But what they didn't realize is since in the Renaissance people want it so much, the content you have to create, you have to create it on a massive scale.
Right.
Or at least, like for example, let's say you have 4 chapters of a book. You want it to be like a full book size, like 12 pages for that chapter. So you have 13 chapters. That's a lot of work. And most comic book artists, especially who do web comics, their time isn't as extended.
Does Stan Lee do that kind of work?
No, cause he doesn't have to anymore. He makes money on residuals of everything. Any movie that you see his name on, he makes money from it.
Right.
He's executive producer on pretty much anything Marvel has created right now.
Right.
But for example, if you're independent, like we are, what you would need is you need to give yourself at least 6 to 7 months to have your thing created, and then you can control how you post your stuff on Webtoons.
So it's a hub.
It's a hub for webcomics.
Okay.
For the Korean market, but they call them Webtoons instead.
All right. And yours is Blue Dust.
Blue Dust, yes.
That you're developing for Webtoons.
For Webtoons, that's correct.
And that Webtoons is on.
It's on webtoons.com.
And what is Patreon?
And Patreon is
The broker?
it's not a broker. It's a place where patrons of your creation can pay you to keep your stuff going.
So it's not an e-commerce, right? You don't sell on Patreon.
No. Well, you're selling yourself technically.
Okay, so it's not retail sale. Like
No, it's
you
not
can't-
retail, no.
You're not selling the comic book itself.
No. You're selling the act of you doing the comic book. I guess is right.
Kind of
way
like
to
a
say
crowdsourcing, crowdfunding kind of situation.
it. Yes.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Sound about right?
But less towards the actual creation. More about the person creating the object that's being sold.
But it's somewhere you could have an angel investor, say, invest in your work.
Exactly.
All right, so
Exactly.
again, it's a revenue source.
Yeah, it's a revenue source.
All right, so you could invest in you
Yes.
creating
What you're
Blue Dust
Blue
on
Dust, yes, on Patreon
Patreon for Webtoons.
for Webtoons. And so the good thing about Webtoons, sorry, Safi, is they changed their payment model. So for example, on Webtoons, you could have made $2,000 a month if you were a featured artist. So what happened was they partnered with Patreon. So then half of the money that you get from Webtoons now, and the rest will be coming from Patreon.
Okay.
So for example, if you weren't featured on Webtoons early on, you wouldn't make that 2,000. So now you can be featured and make the 2,000, but if you do work on a regular basis on Patreon, or I'm sorry, Webtoons rather, you can make that $1,000.
Okay.
And the rest of the work can come from your patrons from Patreon.
Right.
So all the fans who are reading your book, hey, if you got $1 or $2, like, hey, just feed it to me.
So
They
is
go
it
to
good for
Patreon.
ebooks as well, or just cartoons and animation?
It's Webtoons is good. I mean, Patreon's good for a lot of things, but Webtoons is more specifically for comics read online.
So Patreon, can it be used for musicians and movie?
Yes. So if you have a YouTube show, you use Patreon. If you do this anime art, you can do that on Patreon. If you do this how would you say, like weapon development, like make weapons and stuff, like kind of like weaponsmith, you use
Right.
Patreon.
Okay.
Basically, like all those kinds of crafts, that deals with art. Like you said, weapon crafting.
Yeah.
Let's say you're building miniatures. Doing web comics, drawing comics, making comics.
Yeah.
Maybe doing video game commentary, live stream, stuff like that.
Yeah.
That could all be supported through Patreon. So that way, you have a source of income, and it doesn't take away your time.
And you won't die from lack of funds.
Yeah.
All right.
So because one thing is like being independent, it takes a while for you to create a fan base, and if you don't have that fan base, then you really can't find that money coming to you unless you have that fan base. So Patreon is a good way for you for the fans that you do have, they can help you out, so you can increase your fan base more. And once you create that fan base, then more money can come in.
So what is on your?
That makes sense.
You're not doing webtoons. I know that.
No, I don't. No, I basically do character art, so I basically do freelancing. But I've been told to work on, set up a Patreon account.
So maybe that's what we should be able to shoot, is you setting up a Patreon account. How do you think about that?
I'd have to think of what I'd have to provide for the patrons, but
Well, you just said
it
it.
shouldn't be hard.
You just said it.
What?
You said you say you do character work.
Yeah.
So that's what you do on Patreon.
Just nothing
Exactly.
but character.
So
Alright.
I'll give you an
if it
example.
works.
I think her name is Sakami-chan.
Yeah, it's like a,
I don't know if that's her full name, but
that's her username.
it's usually. And so, like, she's one of the forerunners of Patreon. So she makes, I think it's roughly what my friend Jerry makes per year. She makes $40,000 a month on Patreon just doing the artwork.
40K a month.
A month, yeah.
40K a month. You can live with half of that, right?
I could buy my own house and a car with that money. Right?
Yeah. And she makes that per month on Patreon.
So how long do you think it'd take her to do that? Because obviously she's a founder, or is she a beginner kind of when it was infancy? How long has it been around, first of all?
I think it's been about 4 or 5 years.
4 or 5 years?
Sounds about right.
4 or 5 years, so it's
that's
matured a little bit.
Freshly new, yeah.
Yeah.
And
I like Webtoons.
Webtoons, how long has that been around?
Webtoons, that's
Maybe.
part of Line.
Has it been long? Right around the same time, maybe?
Roughly around the same time.
Maybe a little bit younger.
Yeah, but it's actually, it's been around the career for a while, but in the last like 2 to 3 years,
It just boomed.
it boomed into the United States. Because
Okay.
they have Line USA. I'm sorry, I'm having boogies come out. I don't want that to be on camera.
You know we're not editing this.
No, I know that's exactly why. You have to know sometimes. It's like what's that green fluid coming out of his nose? It's not.
Oh, there's a lovely picture for that.
Yeah,
No, you're fine.
yeah. But and so Line, they made so much money in Korea. They wanted to get the American audience. So Webtoons in its infancy, it was pretty much they would go to the artists who actually had a lot of followers and stuff. They actually go to them and said, "Hey, let's have yourself on our platform." And so some people were like, "Well, I don't know, what's the catch? You know, $2,000? That's just my money. Come on, give me a break. I don't know that's gonna work. It's gonna be freaky. I don't trust it."
Right?
And so as time went on, like literally like Line's methodology is like, yes, you making good money makes us good money.
Right.
So if you're good, we're good. So let's all be good.
Exactly. When you grow, we go.
Yeah. But the American mindset was like not like that. So
Right.
it was hard for a lot of artists to say, wait a minute. For a long time, it's like artists been kind of like, you know, really struggling to find that market.
Right?
And so Webtoons, they saw that and they formed their whole business model from that.
Exactly.
So then, like, if artists are good, then we're good.
Yeah, it was basically a dream come true for a lot of webcomic artists, but it was too good to be true in the minds of a lot of U.S. people. So
Yeah. Then some people were like, no, they're shady.
Exactly.
Tell those people. No, but
you're good.
yeah. But the only problem is like for the amount of content that they want more than a lot of artists in America can create.
Oh, okay.
Because it's different mindset.
Right.
And so for the last like half a year, well I won't say half a year, last year or so of me working on Blue Dust, it kind of changed from certain things.
Right.
And so for me to do what I wanted to do, I wanted to actually it have multiple uses. So it's like game development. I've never made a game, but I've done stuff for games like character models, that kind of. Animation, I've done that for a while. And comic art, I've done that as well. And so, like, I want to combine all those things in something that I can actually say, hey, all right, let's have all this be one fluid, thing.
Right.
So it took me a good long while for me to find something that actually would make that a thing.
Right.
So I figured it's like, all right, since I've been in 3D a long time, let's do a 3D comic.
Exactly. And then
And-
you started Blue Dust.
I started Blue Dust. Well, Blue Dust was called something else. It's called Lich Party. I found that that's copywritten, so I couldn't use that. And so it was more of a mixed bag of stuff, and like from games, animation, comic books, all in one thing.
Right.
So once I do one, all stuff I do for that one, go to something else.
Okay.
So I have all these poses. Those poses can be turned into animation. Animation I can put into the game engine.
Exactly.
Because all right now I'm doing is I'm using Unity to do all my rendering for my panels and scenes and stuff. So it kind of all goes hand in hand.
So you put it on. Then you created Webtoons for it.
Yes.
You put Webtoons on Patreon.
Yes. So
Or you didn't put it. They're connected, but
they partnered with Patreon.
Right.
So all the stuff on Webtoons like, all right, well I want to support this guy. Well, let's click this button. Go to his Patreon.
Okay. So what? If I want to support you, where do I click at?
Well, you can go to pixelpeanut.com. That's my little hub. That's my website.
Spell it.
PIXELPEANUT.com.
Pixelpeanut.com.
Pixelpeanut.
Okay, and that will take me to where?
That'll take me to my hub page. You'll see on my Instagram, my Facebook, and then Patreon in the corner. Because since some Webtoons isn't up yet, so you can't go to Webtoons yet.
Okay.
So in the meanwhile, you go to Patreon, see what I'm doing for
Webtoons.
and then I think most of my stuff will be ready in May. So I think mid-May. I won't do beginning of May, but most likely just be realistic. It'll be mid-May. You'll see the first couple of episodes of Blue Dust on Webtoons.
Okay, so if I want to invest in you, that's where I go.
Yeah.
What if I want to commission you to do my own animation?
Just contact me. You can either go through my Gmail, which is thepixelpeanut.com, or you go contact@pixelpeanut.com. Contact me as well. Both ways are fine. Or Facebook, Instagram, whatever.
I'll send you a phone call.
Yeah, phone call.
What's your number?
Oh, no, actually, no, you shouldn't be phone call.
Yeah, because you never answer.
I do sometimes. Like for years, I never got the hang of phones. Even now, they're all technically advanced now. It's all weird.
You should see his phone. It's like it doesn't even have web on it. Okay.
Well, this one does. Well, it's not my phone really. I used to have.
This phone doesn't have web. Have you seen mine?
He has what's it called? What they used to call it? Taco phones?
Let me see.
Flip phones or something?
Yeah, it's old school, man. Right here.
Oh, don't drop it though.
See, this is old school right here, but it does this fucking job right.
Yeah, you can actually call people and stuff here. Like sometimes I'm trying to call people.
Calls and text, right?
Text, that's too much.
Maybe some pictures, right?
Yeah.
It's very...
See, makes sounds. I don't like it.
So artists don't really get into high-tech stuff. They get into beyond high-tech.
Yeah,
this is just what I can afford right now.
See, starving
Why?
artists.
Because you are not on.
I'm not on...
Patreon.
I'm not on a lot of things.
Patreon,
I'm
Facebook.
off the grid, that's why.
Yeah, so it took me a while for me to get used to, because early on I never really liked the whole social networking stuff. I was like, just call me maybe if I answer. Because like today we're more connected than we've ever been ever, and that's weird to me.
Right.
Usually when I was kids, like I'll go to someone's house, knock the door, I have to walk there.
Right.
It's like, not home. Oh, but I know he's home. I heard him.
They're hiding
Mindsets
from
of a
him.
dying age, man. That's what we got.
Yeah.
We gotta get with the times, man.
See,
The communication platforms that are out there.
I'm early 30s, but I have a mindset of a 40-year-old.
Right.
I don't think that's a good thing in this day and age.
So Pixel Peanut.
Pixelpeanut.com.
Go there.
Go there. It's all like you'll see.
Contact if you want to invest, if you want to commission,
Yeah.
if you want to say your art sucks.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm
Criticism
liable.
is welcome, right?
Criticism's all welcome. As long as I can use it to say, hey, that's shite. Well, that doesn't tell me anything. Why is it shite?
Right.
Why does it suck? It's tell me.
Teach you something, right?
Yeah, if you're gonna critique, the work, at least tell us why,
Yeah.
Legs too stumpy, eyes too short, right? Eyes too big.
Right.
Pants too fat. Whatever.
Is that constructive criticism?
Constructive criticism is a good thing.
That's right.
Yeah.
It all depends on who you're telling it to. Some people might not, take a pencil to your eyes.
Yeah.
And we're gonna get you on Patreon, right?
Yeah, well, you'll find me on Patreon eventually.
Yeah, we'll hook it up.
We'll make an account happen.
Yeah.
We're gonna see
If
if
there's a demand for it, then,
What we can do is we can have like a little thing where we can go through how Patreon works and stuff.
Yeah, that's what we'll
Show
do.
you the how to
Ins
add
and
your
outs.
stuff, ins and outs, what you would need. For example, because like a lot of stuff on here, like I didn't know that you need, because like in your little tier listings, you can have a little artwork there. You can customize it. And
There
so
you go.
I made my little character. It says information like, oh, that's cool, that's neat.
See, this is what the artists are.
That's right.
Hello.
There you go. That's how it goes. Yeah.
This is why we call it the streets of art.
That's why the streets.
People don't think this is streets.
Yeah.
Right.
This is street
Straight
enough.
out, streets of art.
Although we're by Starbucks, that's semi-street. It's on the street.
Main Street.
It's Main Street.